Hello, everyone, and I'm Helen Murphy with the Guysborough Journal, and this is our newest episode of our coronavirus reporting during the pandemic, our video recording. And we're going to be having a brief chat today with the warden of the municipality of the District of Guysborough, Vernon Pitts, and find out what's happening with the municipality, what changes have been put in place, and what residents really need to know now about how the municipality is dealing with responding to the pandemic. Hang on one sec now, and we'll connect the warden. Hello, warden. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, Helen, and yourself. Good to see you.
Good to see you from a distance. This is how we connect nowadays, always virtual.
The proper
Um,
way. I hope you're staying healthy.
yes, we're all safe and healthy. I did have to do the 14-day quarantine, which is up this weekend. But at the beginning, you feel kind of different doing the quarantine thing. But now it's almost like we're almost all quarantined now, right? You only go out if it's absolutely necessary.
Yes, in fact, this has been the first week or the first day I've been out this week to date. And it just so happened I had to come into the office, do some paperwork and stuff like that. But I have it set up now that with staff that I only have to come in once a week when absolutely necessary. It's to do checks or expense checks or documents or letters to various ministers or government officials. And hey, it's been working out good to date.
Right, right. Well, tell us just the big picture of generally, we're in the second week now, I guess, of more strict requirements. How are things going within the municipality to date, and what are the priorities? What's been done?
Uh, Things have been going exceptionally well. I think, this is virtually uncharted territory. I've never been in this position before, and I don't expect anyone within the municipality has either. But our businesses, the municipality included, they've been doing everything they can possibly do to keep operating. That's in regards to our gas bar or our hardware store or our grocery store. And as long as we can hold this virus at bay, these businesses will continue to be open. But I certainly dread the day if and when some of their employees start getting sick. That's very likely to change the water in the beans substantially.
Right. I'm wondering about, with the priority on essential services that municipal governments provide, is there any kind of talk or plans around sharing between the different municipalities, say in our area, like if people do start getting sick, or how we can keep those essential services going?
The municipalities worked for years with our neighbors, on an ongoing basis. And I would expect, I don't know if there's anything in writing per se, but I think the understanding out there is if you're in assistance and we have a means to help you, we'll certainly go the extra mile to ensure that happens. And we expect the same from our neighbors type thing. I know the association in regards to water and wastewater, they've had that conversation, and I think it's an agreement amongst themselves.
Great. I mean, everybody's in the same boat, right? So we're going to go to whoever has resources will go to where resources are needed.
Almost certainly, and we got to realize that it all comes down to a team effort. And this is one time when each and every resident across our great nation can feel as part of a team and a very valued part of the team. Like they have to step up to the plate. We as government, we can only do so much.
Hmm.
We need the assistance of the people. This is the one time where they can actually take a lead, and we'll get out of this, but it's going to take some time.
Right. Tell me how it's going for staff. What kinds of new routines and requirements, new protocols are in place for them, and how are they handling that?
Staff are handling it exceptionally well. I thought every time I haven't been in the office a lot the last little while, but since I've been here today, I've run into 3 different staff people, and each and every time I seen them, they were washing their hands. Uh,
Good.
our custodian here, Priscilla, she's 8 hours a day. She's continually clean, 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 clean. And after staff leaves, they do a thorough cleaning of all the offices, the counters, and everything. And that's just going to be ongoing well into the future.
Right. And there has been some sharing of what's happening in changes or any changes to services in the municipality. What do you feel is important for residents to really be mindful of right now? There's a lot of information coming at them, but in terms of MODG.
It's changing substantially. You can no longer come into the office and pick up a building permit, but we will issue you a building permit number. We can do this online or over the phone. And as far as being paid for the permit, you can do that by money order, check, or we'll hunt you down after all this is done type thing. But, we're doing everything we can to, make it much easier on ourselves as well as all our residents. And one great thing about our organization is everyone is trained outside their specific scope of work.
Okay.
Like we have people that, if necessary, they can step into the CAO's chair or the planning or economic development or emergency services. They're all trained back and forth, and that's great. That way there, if one of them, heaven forbid, were to take sick, business goes on. I
Right.
don't expect any change in direction or as in the manner in which it's done.
Right. Well, that's good to know. And Vernon, I think a lot of people know you as a people person, and you are an outdoors person as well. So I have to ask personally, how are you taking very much increased time of physical distancing and self-isolation?
I absolutely hate it. Like I'm the type of person, I'm in Guysborough numerous times per day. I'm always talking to this one or that one, sit down, have a coffee and whatever. But them days have ground to a halt. I see my neighbor, thank God, every morning. We do coffee. They're in self-isolation, much the same as Shirley and I.
Hmm.
And we're certainly doing our part. I get to walk the dog out to the end of the driveway type thing and back. And as you know, my driveway is fairly long, so it's a good little walk for the three of us, the two dogs and myself, and it don't hurt either one of us. But I get very concerned when I've noticed the last few days since I've been home, I've had a few calls in regards to certain residents coming back from
Mm.
offshore type thing and not self-isolating. I take very serious offense to that. I don't like anyone playing with the livelihood or the health of my residents, myself personally, my family, my friends, and my neighbors. I don't take that well. Anyways, I had the job the other evening of actually phoning the powers to be the other evening on a certain individual, and action was taken pretty quickly.
Hmm.
And that person or those people are now self-isolated.
Good.
Uh, but I think enforcement is going to be the big thing, and I think the sooner we get ahead of that, I think that's the sooner we get ahead of the virus.
Exactly. And I think everybody's in the same boat. When we hear the premier talking, he's starting to lose his patience very much. I think a while ago, he started to lose his patience over people not following those rules. And there's been a crackdown.
Oh, and most certainly, as you see on the news, like I watched the news shortly before I come up here at noon type thing, and this is a very fluid situation, and rules and regulations and programs are changing hourly.
Hmm.
And once we get through this weekend, I would expect there's going to be substantial announcements next week by the Premier
Hmm.
and the Prime Minister. We got to get ahead of this,
Yeah,
and it's easier to do it sooner rather than later. And,
exactly.
and it's like medicine. Uh, what is it? Buckley's. It
It
tastes like
tastes
it,
miserable. Yeah,
yeah, but it actually works. Eh?
yeah.
And this is life. Anything that is, you're usually a little hesitant or leery to do type thing, and it's not really palatable. Usually you get ahead by doing that. But the hour of sitting on our hands and remaining complacent, those days are done. Now we have to take action. Thank God the municipality, we have a pandemic plan. Uh,
Hmm.
this was started when we first had that H1N1 scare that time, and people might think this is something we penned since coronavirus, but it's not. This was well in the works. Anyways, that plan has been approved. Thank God the municipality has passed their budget for this year,
Hmm.
and it's a balanced budget. But that is also, as you know, very fluid, and there's certain things we'll likely have to do before year end. But we have some reserves, and we can certainly call upon that if and when necessary.
Right. So you feel the resources are there if needed to respond to whatever comes our way.
Oh, most certainly. And as I stated previously, it's down to the point where we have to partner.
Hmm.
Some of these regulations and whatever, we can partner with the province or the federal government. By all means, we're open to it. Let's sit down and have the discussion.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Vernon. It's been great chatting with you today. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll be checking back in with you folks from time to time to see how things are going.
Same to you, Helen. Best regards to your husband and your family, and stay safe yourself. And we'll certainly be talking in the near future, I hope.
Yes. Thanks,
Okay,
Vernon.
my dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.